Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Masterwork Adventures. So we are here today, starting a new campaign with some. Um, we have a few faces that you might recognize that have played with us before. You guys should all remember Tass, Elijah, and Jason from our previous shows. We're bringing in some new blood today. We have our friend Eric and Catherine who are jumping in to play some to fill out the party. So we did our episode 0 the other night. Well, our and that was kind of something where we all sat around and started this new game in a new world called Gestaltia. We are playing some really fun characters here, where we did a really fun character creation. We Everybody rolled random characters. They rolled random characters that are all random multi-class characters. So we have a very bizarre lineup here. Each one of these characters is at least 3 different classes, and they are 3 levels into those classes, enough to reach their subclasses. So we have a a smorgasbord of customization here. They have brought some really fun setups, and I'm really see where these characters go. So last time we had brought the group together in through stories. They have each character here has its own backstory that's brought them up. As you all know, it takes a little bit to get to level 9. That's anyone who's fought that far. I mean, they're a little bit of a hero already in their own right. So each one of these characters were brought by a magic portal to a very bizarre realm. Um, they don't quite understand just yet, and as we're having fun and exploring this new city and land, they they got into quite a few, as most D&D parties do when set, was setting up their meet. Um, uh, so we actually find the group had kind of just, well, banded together is a really loose term right now, as they are now currently escaping a riot that they had just caused. Well, okay, you're right. Maybe, I mean, it is at least a small riot. Like, I mean, there's a small area in the marketplace where little bitty fires, not big fires, little ones. Well, actually, the dragon did kind of it's a big fire. Actually, it's a whole dumpster. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, you guys are scooting away from it. So we cut in on the group as they are trying to navigate their way out of the riots. A dragon is currently being surrounded by several other people, and being reinforced with other um, people of reptilian heritage, as they're screaming in the streets. Um, Nobody's really hurting per se from it. I mean, most people are keeping it civil with just broken sticks. So it's 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 going by okay. Um, as good as any riot could, I guess. And all of you are currently on the move. We have we Let's see. I actually, probably now would be a good time to kind of introduce each of these characters as they are fleeing from a massive riot and lots of fire behind them. First off, let's go to one who's been with us through all of them, Jason, with his character.
I am Uzanor Thilrin, a blade singer wizard, College of Whispers bard, and a swashbuckler rogue. You will find me in a tavern serenading the folk, maybe in a street corner assassinating a diplomat, or performing in the streets to get a little coin. I'm flighty and very confident. And just keep watching.
I mean, like two of those things like made sense, and then like out of nowhere you're like assassinating people. Like,
Well,
It's
I'm a
business.
swashbuckler. I'm a rogue. I assassinate people.
this is going all right. This is going to be fun. So you're currently like ducking through some stalls and everything, and like you pick up a rose as you kind of like spin past, and there's like a beautiful woman who's like sitting there, and you swing past her, your hair uh, flowing in the wind, and you hold her rose up, her eyes kind of like sparkle, and you slip it past her, and there's a cat kind of sitting beside you. Put it in the cat's mouth, and its eyes sparkle up as you just gave it this amazing rose and scoot and you burst right past. Next we have Elijah, who has brought a very interesting character here. Why don't we go ahead and introduce yours?
So yeah, it's Littlefoot. He's a barbarian blood hunter druid. He's a real good nature boy. He's a furball. He's got the big flappy ear. He likes to just chill. And sometimes he sleeps and wakes up surrounded by dead bodies. Not his, but other people's.
Oh,
He's very very mild mannered though. Generally.
yeah, and where in the bodies?
Oh,
Okay,
those aren't his. They just sometimes it happens.
that's a, that's that's weird.
What are your classes?
Totem barbarian, Lycan blood hunter, and moon druid. So things happen, you know. Sometimes when he gets too mad, different parts of him slip out, and they're kind of not really connected memory wise. So, just how it is.
All right. Okay, then we just okay then. All right. Well, so now we have so you're the a what were they called? What was the thing called again? What was your race again?
Furbolg.
Furbolg. Yeah, it was really fun looking up actually what that word was. So you know you're floppy eared, kind of like making your way through. You probably don't really understand what all the hubbub is about, like why everyone seems to be so angry. They're getting really upset, and you're here, but you know you do understand that the rest of the rest of the people that you were currently dealing with are kind of deciding to evacuate, and so you decided might be in your best interest too to follow them. So kind of making your way through as people just fighting all around you. Like I mean, just jumping over your head and like you know charging into each other, and you're just getting out of the crowd. So next we have Tass, and she has brought a dark elf with this one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, a drow. So what was your character's name?
I am Celeste Cadence. I am a drow, a fighter, an arcane archer, fighter, a ranger, and a death cleric. And I travel with my companion who is kind of like a pet and then kind of also like a indentured servant, sort of. It
Do you
works.
pay?
It works. Yeah.
What's a drow?
I mean that all right, and let's talk about your I was going to call her friend, but okay, you know, indentured servant, pet, which is
Be me.
Catherine,
Dean.
or one of our new additions here, playing Dean.
Yes.
You guys are going, y'all are going to enjoy her. Let's see. So what are you playing now?
So Dean is a grung, so basically a big frog looking type thing. They are a very interesting mix of classes. They are a spore druid, a assassin rogue and because Johnny just let me have fun with it, an anime sword fighter. So yeah. Right now in the story, as they are running away, Dean has like this purple gunk smeared across their face and just has a big, huge hat with a feather and a cloak that is constantly just blowing in the wind.
That's right. They were trying to get pie,
I
and
was. Dean loves
barely got
pie
a
and
taste.
poison.
And it was delicious poisonberry pie.
Yeah, it was both, but it wasn't really
And,
poison, so Dean was a little upset.
yes, that's true. Uh, and as you were getting ready to finally eat that delicious pie, a portal opens up, and along came our new friend Eric, who is bringing his character.
Terry, good to meet you. Now, listen. Yes, I came through a portal. Yes, I disturbed Madam's pie. I've faced a lot of hostility since I've come to this place.
To say the least.
I am a wizard that specializes in the school of war magic. Then I took upon my learning to learn the artificer ways of the battlesmith. And when I learned that, I built my trusty steed, Argos, the mechanical fox. And as I set out for adventure, I learned to be a cavalier fighter, riding him into battle. So, yes, I have caused a lot of trouble since I've gotten here, but I feel like
To
I
be
was
fair, to be
I
fair,
was
as
I was pursuing a dragon.
you were in hot pursuit.
I was in hot
You were,
pursuit.
like,
Thank you. Yes,
You were chasing.
a dragon that killed my family, killed my forest, and I was this close
and
to my revenge. And yes, I happened upon a different dragon. I didn't want to fight him necessarily, but I thought he might know the dragon I was looking for. A fair assumption in my mind. And it caused some aggression, and a fire broke out in fighting.
A fire broke out.
Injury.
My fault. I
Burn
don't.
with my beautiful skin.
I did my best to heal you, madam. Again, I apologize profusely for all of this, but I don't think it's entirely my fault.
It's
Obviously,
cosplay character, darling.
I can get some like that shea butter stuff. Your skin looks pretty dry. I don't know if it's that or just because it's the shade that you people are, but
This is a beautiful shade of midnight blue. You couldn't even possibly.
but your elbows are white.
I'm sure.
That
I'm
is-
sure.
It's more of a Corinthian blue, darling.
that is very true. I feel like the sun is quite harsh on your skin. It could have been just the sun, not the fire.
Did you not see that creature breathe fire all over all of you? I was deft enough to avoid it, but you all were roasted. It's lucky any of you survived. You were lucky I was there to save you.
Oh,
I would not call myself a champion and a hero if a little dragon fire scared me away.
That seems like a pretty narcissistic thing to refer to yourself as.
I am a hero of the people. I travel the lands. I accept quests to help the downtrodden. Currently, I'm a quest to help Dean find some pie. No
You
quest
sound
is
kind
too
of like a
small.
moron.
he needs to find a bath.
They don't make pies.
Dean
in
have pie
bathtubs.
and bath?
No,
That sounds like a
one
terrible
for
idea. Your
Steve.
pie with the crust would get soggy and you could barely eat it. What if it was like
Pie out of the.
what? I feel like
But
you
it's-
just shouldn't.
but
I
it's
feel like
pie.
but you get crumbs in the water.
Water first.
I just feel like eating pie in a bathtub is a bad idea.
You've
Hey,
obviously
no.
never had an oatmeal bath. Oh, it's divine, let me tell you.
How do you bathe in oatmeal?
Dean-
There's no
Dean would
water
like
in it.
to
It's
remind-
just oats.
Add water, you
Probably
incomplete.
not a good idea
It sounds like
for-
a nice bath.
other people to get in the bath. It's a communal bath. That's probably not a great.
That sounds divine.
if you want to put in and go in the community back with Dean, that would be okay. But Dean is a little. You touched Dean, and
Dean, you are a hoot. So are we going to the guild or to the bath?
Hopefully the
did
guild will be able to direct us to the other. That is my
Yes.
hope in this godforsaken city.
This city is perfect. This is where I want to retire. Do you not like this city, Celise?
If this city is the city where I finally get my revenge, then yes, I love it dearly.
I do not like the events that have taken place in this city, and I am still yet to decide whether or not it is a good place.
Needs more
Far too
trees.
bright to even see anything.
I mean, they allow dragons to simply march through the street. I mean, I've never been a place where they allowed that, and I imagine that is just a small morsel of the magnificence we will find in this city.
I wonder how many dragons have asked, though. I can't imagine too many cities. If the dragon was calm, would they have a problem with it? I mean, if it's not hurting anybody, I guess they could walk anywhere.
Exactly. And he was provoked, if I may say so.
He was provoked. I will give.
I wouldn't want to be that
Now,
guy,
Terry.
but
It was a slight, but you're a small creature. He was not afraid of you.
And so, as you guys are like kind of saying to yourselves, and you're being like, he was provoked. You guys have kind of slowed your pace down a little bit, and you hear like whistling, and you're like, it's obviously people like guards like blowing whistles, and they're come running by and like running in like formation.
it's like one of those music groups.
It's a small column. But it's a small column, and they come running past. You guys continue your conversation a little bit more as you're walking, and another one comes past, and you see a big tank driving by and rolling on past you guys.
A weird looking rock.
It's a fantastic construction. What do you make of that, Terry? What type of power do they use?
I'm sorry, what did we see?
A tank.
Hmm?
You think it's driven by a fire elemental in there?
Yeah, possibly. Let me roll. Let me check my notes. Where did I put my? Totally unprepared. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'm too upset right now, currently, to be labeled as. Won't say it. But all I want to do is get to this guild hall, so we can make some sense of where we are.
I'm taking you there. I insist. It's right over there. I promise.
You know where you're going.
I always know where I'm going, darling.
It's the big building.
Dean does not believe him.
I was born with a compass in my brain.
Oh, is that why? Yes, that way you
That
talk
does
like
not
that.
instill confidence. So do we get to the guild?
Yes. So I mean, you guys are making your way through, and the farther you get away from the marketplace, the quieter things get. The sounds of explosions and stuff. Just because a distant memory. So you make your way through this city, and one thing is for sure about it. I mean, it is bright. It is bright. Everywhere is a myriad of colors, strange architecture all around, and just dazzling lights and pennants and colors all over the place. It's just there's just so much vibrance as you guys are, and it's all right. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Jason, what was your character's name again? I gotta remember your character.
Uzanor.
What was that?
Uzanor.
Uzanor. All right.
You human tongues. You trip over the simplest words.
So you probably are the most fascinated by this. I mean, there is, so many different types of cultures and stuff. I mean, you at walking around, you can already see just so many different types of stories to be told. So much new information to receive, and you also, Sir. Let's see, Eric. What was your character's name?
Terry.
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 Terry, Uzanor, Dean. Oh God, Elijah. What was yours?
Littlefoot and Solis.
Little. He has the easiest name to fucking remember. All right, but and okay, all right, got this. Um, I think at least it would be interesting just to get to gather your opinions of all this, because it is probably a little bright for your taste, but I don't know. I'm sure that that all of y'all would be kind of fascinated by what was going on. And as I was saying, Terry, you notice, I mean, magic and technology that you've never seen before. It's here. Like, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, just all sorts of just new things to learn, new things to study. It's just blowing your mind.
Yes, that
Um,
rivals my own. Hmm, amazing. So like what? Like real like steampunky or like futuristic or
it's all of it. I mean, you see
okay.
Victorian steampunk, you see future space age stuff, you see Renaissance level technology. Like it's all sorts of things everywhere. It's uh as if time almost doesn't matter here. There is so much variation in the advancement of both technology and magic from each corner. It's different. Um,
I
in
imagine that Dean is at this point anything that like they find interesting, they're just gonna try and touch. And Celise is already ready to just be like, no. So it's one of those where like not a toddler, maybe like a 7-year-old is walking through a store and they see lots of sparkly stuff that they really want, and they're like, ooh, and their mom's like, nah. Uh. So yeah, that's happening constantly.
Exactly, yes.
so let's get a good let's kind of get a good description of each of your characters just to kind of paint this picture. So Dean, you're definitely one of the oddest here today. To kind of give a description of what your character is wearing, what they look like. Like for grown, you're a frog person. Um, so what are you seeing? Describe that.
Um, there's a couple of things going on with Dean. Sh- they always have their cloak, like, and it's magically floating around them and making like them look even like puffed up, more puffed up than normal. Um, they are a oh dear. If you think of like Pigpen from the Peanuts, where like there's like a cloud around them, it's a cloud, but it's coming from them because grungs are poisonous. So their skin is kind of tacky all the time, but it's coming off in waves. So there's a very visible like, oh, there's something around that thing, which doesn't hurt anybody yet, um, but it's obviously something that's a little off-putting. Um,
I
they
like the pig pin description of it as just this constant cloud that's around. Made
yeah,
it may not actually affect any others, but there is just this thing that's always there.
yeah.
Okay,
And
all right.
for whatever reason, I think that like I I like picture them as like a purple like tree frog, like looking like a tree frog but purple instead of green.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And like like a picture that you had showed me before. They looked um, very roguish. You had a
Oh
large
yeah.
hat on them and such.
Hmm.
That similar.
Very yeah, kind of like a uh Gosh, I don't want to
Musketeers.
say Errol Flynn, but kind of like they have the big, huge hat with with the plume. Um, however, Dean is a small character, so like they're definitely shorter than everybody else, but acts like they're like as big as everybody else.
So when you're
It
describing your cloak, like so, um, so it's always moving behind them. So like one, I definitely saw it as something that was always you were always able to strike a dramatic pose with it. But when you were also describing that it would kind of fluff up around you, or saying that's kind of got its own like kind of like Doctor
Doctor
Strange
Strange,
sentience thing like to
yeah,
it.
it's kind
Okay,
of like Doctor Strange, but not like it doesn't have um like any kind of attack ability or anything like that.
of
It
course, yeah,
just
no, I get that.
yeah,
I was just, but like it will actually kind of puff you, not just like billow in the background, but kind of like puff up to make you look bigger when you want to
yeah,
be, or it can kind of also reflect your emotions, or maybe even
yes,
its own. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so let's see. I was gonna say
Uzanor.
Uz,
Who's in?
Uzanor, Uzanor.
You'll get there.
What is Uzo? Isn't that a drink?
Yes, Uzo's a drink.
Okay, that's I kept thinking Uzo. So, what does your character look like?
He is tall, lithe, and thin, with gender neutral features, very pretty, long blonde hair. He has
You are
very
elf, right?
nondescript. Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Elf. He has very elongated ears, thin, long fingers, lithe form. He has black leather armor underneath a large blue/purple cloak that kind of covers half his body. And there's a sword on his hip that kind of resembles a rapier, but the sword of the blade of the rapier has a small uh, thin line running down the middle of it, so it's almost a rapier with two blades. And he walks with
Oh,
an air of
oh yeah,
confidence.
we did. Right. And so we did kind of talk about that. So, your sword was it has a line down because it's kind of like a rapier tuning fork type thing. Use it to cause as you swing it, it causes in the air that can create odd fluctuations and make
Yes,
that's how you
yep, it's a.
okay that's
I'm a blade singer. I make the blade sing.
okay. Task, can you give us a quick rundown of what your character looks like?
Yeah. She's a drow, so she's got like I said midnight blue, but yeah, it's more like a dark lavender. Dark lavender skin and then silvery hair. Um, and she's wearing studded leather armor with a long bow that's always and quiver that are always either on her back or in her hands.
Okay.
And right now, currently, she has a black cloth wrapped over her eyes.
Oh, that's right. She did. You
But
had
when
math
she doesn't, they give off a very slight glow, dark glow.
a dark blue drow.
And as far as build goes, she's like a little bit more muscular and voluptuous, but she's also tall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean. Okay. All right. That's easy enough to understand. So let's see. Now we go to our last two. I'm really curious. Okay. So you did kind of give your description before, very floppy eared person, but like so describe them in a little bit more. What exactly does Littlefoot look like?
So, Littlefoot gets his name from one of his defining features, and that one foot is a little bit smaller than the other one. Not
Oh,
like
so he
grotesque.
legit has it. He legit
It's
has
not. It's not like a
a
tiny foot, but it's like it's a smaller foot. But It'd be weird for people to call you smaller foot, you know. So he goes by Littlefoot. But he's around 7.5 foot tall, around 300 pounds or so. Big floppy ears.
he's a big boy.
Oh yeah, no, he's well, they're giant kin.
Yeah.
Furbolgs
Okay.
are. I like the purple hair, so we're going with that. It's kind of just like not flowing back all the way down, but kind of just like a mop on the top of his head, with this like gray skin, like the cow-like nose that the fur folks generally tend to have. Doesn't wear much for armor. His clothing is more simple looking, like commoner's clothes, or almost something you would see like a farmer wearing. And he doesn't carry any like visible weapons on him, but he does always have, along with his pouches, this large staff of flowers, the top of which is kind of like set off like a bonsai tree.
That's okay. All right. Yeah. Staff of flowers. that, that was a fun one. Okay. Sweet. I'm really interested to see how furbolgs play. So last we go once again to our last character, Eric, with your character,
Terry.
Terry.
Terry is
Terry.
basically like he's a forest gnome. So he's basically like a 2 foot tall Don Quixote. Just like a little aged knight. But instead of riding a horse, he rides his mechanical fox friend, Argos. Um, he has a breastplate, lance, and a shield. And usually am top riding because otherwise, I'd get trampled on most places.
Now,
But
unlike Don Quixote, though, your gear probably would be a little nicer. I mean, you are an artificer, and you created, from what you described before, of how you're talking about your fox. It is a very
yes,
advanced and elegant looking thing. So what?
yes, he is my only friend in this world that accompanies on my adventures. I don't have a Sancho. I only have Argos. Um, but yeah, he's very unapologetic. You know, but tries to do the right thing and very noble, but maybe doesn't always know what's going on, and but
Okay.
pretends that he does.
Hey, look, fake it till you make it, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay. So this is quite an interesting group here. Just real quick though, as you were talking about how you know how Celeste might actually keep you under control sometimes. You're a grown. One of the things I remember reading about them, and or at least I thought I did. So, is your skin poison to the touch?
Me? Yeah.
It is.
N- yeah, no, if my skin is touched at all, it's poison. So I think
Okay.
Jason's characters already had a run in with it.
Yeah.
And Celeste knows about it because Dean's been
Yeah,
with her for a while.
yeah. I probably got close to you, but I don't think I ever touched
Yeah,
you.
nobody has touched me except for Jason, because he was like,
Okay.
"You're cool," and put his hand on me, and I was like, make a Constitution save."
I forgot about it. Yep,
Yeah.
that was. Okay, so so she would know not to touch you unless maybe wearing gloves or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But definitely has probably already grown pretty adept at keeping you maybe under somewhat control.
Oh
As she
yeah.
would.
No, like she knows that, like, if she touches like my like body or something that has armor, she's somewhat protected. So she just like does like the whole. You, you know how sometimes people can just do like the poke thing and like it just hurts. It just like feels like you're stabbing you. Yeah, that's she figured out how to do that to Dean, and so Dean doesn't want to mess with that. They're just like, okay, yeah, no. If you say no, I don't want to get poked, so no, I'll won't.
Drow are really good at finding weak spots. So, so this group is slowly making its way towards the largest building in the area. And as you're getting closer, you're realizing that this thing is really huge. It is skyscraper material. I mean, it's massive. I mean, hundreds of feet into the air. Um, what is the tallest skyscraper right now? Yeah, like
Yeah, it's over 1,000 feet tall.
yeah, yeah. So we're looking at that. We're looking at 1 foot higher than that.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Be like that.
Okay.
Okay.
2,716 feet.
Just had to be one
It's
foot higher.
what? How much?
2,716 feet.
Oh, oh, damn. Okay, all right. So that's a long fall. That's all right. Um, so
Guys,
you guys
and
are
then
making your way. What's that?
nothing.
So you're making like as it's coming into view, it's just getting bigger and bigger the closer you get to it, and eventually you reach a really large garden that is surrounding this. It has a pretty large circumference, I mean, pretty well kept together of a circular garden, evenly surrounding this massive building. The gardens are it's I would it isn't exactly like teeming with people, not as much as the rest of the city, but there are lots of people here, and you see uh things that you didn't see before. Here you see like small groups of people like kind of like working through like fighting maneuvers together. You see lots of people. I mean, just some just sitting around and talking and hanging out. But you are noticing a bit more of these kind of like uh like small training squads. People just sitting and they're doing. Some of them are dueling with each other. Some of them are practicing kind of like katas as they are trying to synchronize their movements with each other. Um, but there is a lot more of a team focus here than you've seen in other places. People are sticking in kind of groups with one another. Some of them aren't really doing too much. You definitely see a few of them kind of like there's like this a few like kind of just sitting out there. There's a small stream that's flowing through, and they're kind of fishing in there. Like some are just kind of lounging around. But one thing that you do notice as you're moving around is that lots of people are kind of sticking in these really small groups together.
Dean, there's a string.
So you guys just going ahead and make your way past it all, and you climb to the top of a set of stairs, and you arrive at a large archway that has no door to it. It is just a large archway into an open area. What are you doing, dog? What are you doing? What are you doing? What you like got under me and then like acting like I was stepping on you. Um. And inside is um it radiates with amber golden light coming out as you approach. And when the closer you get to it, you realize, I mean, from floor to ceiling is gold. Everything in it. The floor is gold. The columns are gold. The desks are gold. Gold. And there are lots of people walking. I mean, there's kind of these like almost looks like a DMV.
Scared now.
There's a large line that seems to be kind of like waving through some little like sectioned off, like very circular, kind of, like and it has gold tassels and ropes that are guiding people along, and there's a bunch of people kind of standing around and talking, and they're laughing and such. But there's clerks walking around carrying large stacks of papers.
Does there appear to be like a front desk or something?
There seems to be a lot of them. There does seem to be a rather large line that's leading to it.
Is there any
Dean
signage?
hates queues.
Is there any signage?
um yeah, yeah, and let's see. uh yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few marked off areas. Some of them, one of them would read guild registration. um there's one that says um qualification exams. There is another that just that says
Dean,
licensing.
Dean is gonna like kind of tug on Selise's like armor, like grab a place that your skin isn't and tug and be like, Dean has to take a test to get a bath.
I couldn't hear you. I
I
don't know.
said I don't think that's what it's for.
Hey,
Hmm.
Looking
let's
around the area,
make
you guys definitely do see a few things that, I mean, you guys that you're really familiar with. You see a large board that's marked bounties. You This obviously is a place where people. It's obviously a very bureaucratic place. But it definitely seems like a place where people go to acquire jobs of some sort.
Well, for me, this place is so. This place is creating more questions than answers. Is there anything that's like a welcome center?
Is there a brochure? I can't read too well,
Yeah,
but
a brochure. Perfect.
A
Yes.
brochure. Um,
registration. I don't like. I feel like
Registration is
Dean
probably
Dean
our
would.
best bet. Yes.
Yeah, Dean
um,
thinks registration.
I mean, they're definitely okay. There is a registration kind of welcoming desk.
Or
It
orientation. Yes, that is what I need.
Orientation. Okay. So you walk up to this area. It's the line is much shorter here. And you kind of you wait for a really large ogre to kind of turn and walk past you guys, and they're holding just the tiniest piece of paper in their hands. They let's see. Dean, give me a dexterity check. Dexterity saving
Okay.
throw.
All right. Let me roll this.
Both you and
One.
both of y'all are tiny. So, Eric, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dean got a 27.
Okay, all right. You can roll your dice in person, Eric.
I know. I just can't find them. If we take a break, I'll go look for. I dexterity a 7.
A 7.
Yes, a 7. Oh, but I am on my steed, so maybe his is a little better. I'll keep the 5 that a 6.
That's all right. So, the ogre starts jumping up and down, happily, yelling at other ogre friends that are looking over. And you guys notice that there is a large group of them, kind of like all like cheering him on. He's jumping up and down, and he practically steps on you. Uh, knocking both you and your mounts over. He looks down and he apologizes. I'm like apologizing. I'm so sorry.
Eh, It's quite all right. May I ask, what were you so excited about?
It's like, well, now I'm finally deciding to join my friends and go adventuring.
Oh, good for you. Bully to you. Adventuring lad. Do you hear? I commend you. I remember the day I set out for adventure. Of course, it was marked with tragedy. Yeah, I had just lost my family. But
Oh yeah, weren't they
I
in the
knew,
forest?
yes, I lived in a forest.
Yeah, they're all. Oh
You
yeah.
look like one of the four. I recognize you as well. We had some relations with the forest children of the Furbolgs. It's good to see a friendly face.
I don't know you.
And
Uh,
But I like the thought.
well,
Okay. It's nice.
well, perhaps yes.
so the ogre turns and looks and sees them. He goes, Furbolg, giant kin,
Yeah.
and he's just glares at you.
I'm just gonna just stare at him, just like, yeah.
He kind of
Just
looks. He looks back down at you, uh, Terry. He, you shouldn't associate with people like him.
Listen, I've learned quite a few lessons in the past day, and you shouldn't really judge people so quickly. You find that it might get you in more trouble than you're willing to go on. What do? Why? What's wrong with a giant? They're all good people, I imagine.
Giant kin and ogres, bad enemies.
Well, I'm a very progressive sort, and I don't judge things so quickly. Except for dragons. All dragons deserve to die.
Dean Dean stops from what they were doing at the desk and turns around and says, "Terry, stop."
Hey,
And I just turn back around and go back to the desk. I was like, "Terry, stop. You owe Dean a favor at least. Stop." And just turns
a
back
favor for
to where they were
pie.
talking to.
I'm not going to change my lifelong quest to slay a dragon for you. Okay, I'll find you a pie.
A. Dean heard a dragon. Dean did not hear all dragons.
Well, if any get in my way, you know, they like to defend their own kind. That's all I'm saying.
Said, well, good luck, tiny dragon slayer. And wave
So
like
what guild did you say you've joined an adventuring party? What's next for you? Uh,
it's like well first I had to register I had to register. Now I am able to finally join up with my friends. We have enough registered people to form a guild. Then after that we have to now we just have to go receive our first quest to qualify to pass the entrance exam.
Can't you just go adventuring?
And then like
well, good for you.
the whole area just stops. Like it's quiet. Like everybody stopped moving and they just kind of like turn and just look at you. And just, oh, adventuring. Where is he? Does he not know how it works around here?
Did not notice any of them.
Just
Oh, I'm sorry. Fantastic, Joe. Fantastic. We know how it all works. Will you shut up? Are you trying to get us killed in an alley?
Why would I go in an alley? That's
Exactly.
fine.
Exactly.
They're nice folk so far, except for the one dragon. He was really not. It's cut from a different cloth.
He
They're not all
was
dragons are
trouble,
like that.
wasn't he? He was quite a nuisance.
Oh, don't
Exactly.
get too carried away
Dean
now.
thought that he was fine. Dean thought he was fine.
Yeah.
Dean went to talk to him, and Dean did not have any issues.
Well, that's because you're a nice frog and everybody likes you. Listen, might I ask all of you, as the only ones who I've been able to have a conversation since I've come here, how did you get here? I came through a portal chasing my dragon friend.
Dean jumped.
Jumped?
We went through the
Jumped.
portal.
You
Yes.
went
Very
willingly?
deliberately, actually.
What were you hoping to find?
Poison and pie.
Riches, glory,
Most of what you robbed from her.
potentially a better suitor than they have in my homeland.
Well, darling, you found me. I'm right here.
No, no, no.
Oh,
We will tear down racial barriers and build a world of equality.
That sounds pretty nice.
See? Littlefoot gets me. I am here of my own volition as well. I am looking for someone that I need to kill before I die, so I have plenty of time. I'm an elf. I can live till the end of time, so I'm not really in any rush.
But what if someone else kills him?
That's one more thing to do off my list, you know?
I wonder if there's a name for half drow, half elves. Like, what?
Yeah, they're half elves.
I swear to God.
elves and
Wouldn't it,
humans.
wouldn't it be a full elf at that
No,
point?
that'd be like 2 half elves.
I don't know. I think it'd still be a half. But,
Elves. Okay. Yeah. Well.
Dean
So
is up at the registration desk, like kind of on their tiptoes, trying to get somebody's attention.
okay. And so a large cat person. Yes. What are you gonna show me? You got it. Okay. You got your glasses. Why do you got glasses? Those are mom. You don't need them.
Oh. Minor malfunction in the call.
What don't you cross the fish sticks?
To get fixed. Just a moment.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that.
Only the dogs.
Only. What does this thing say? What do you get when you cross glue sticks and fish?
Fish sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fish sticks.
Yeah.
That's so duh.
Yeah. Dogs too.
Could be taxidermy.
And,
There we go.
and only not you, and only not my mom.
Well,
And
technical
only
difficulties, but
Okay,
should
that's
be
a
good.
really good point. Okay.
I say, Dean, did you cut in line? You can't.
In line?
You can't cut in
Dean
line,
was
Dean.
in line. No, Dean
No,
was
otherwise
in
it's
line. You
chaos. You
talked
have-
to giant person, and Dean went ahead.
No, you
You've
guys
been waiting
didn't
too
jump. You guys didn't jump in the big line. Y'all are going to. You went to the welcome center where there was a much smaller wait. And it was a kind of a large. It was a circular desk with a large column rising out of it. One of the support columns. This was more towards the center of the area. Obviously, I mean, it was a welcome desk that was there for catching newcomers to kind of direct them to which line area they needed to go to. And when you're sitting there, like I said, a large, robust, kind of overweight cat person is sitting right behind the desk. They kind of turn around and they're looking around. They're like, well, next person.
Dean is next.
and so your hand kind of shoots up like from like under the desk. They couldn't really see you because you were so small. And they're like, oh, oh my, who is that down there? Oh, look at you, you are so adorable.
This is Dean. Hello.
Well, hi, Dean. My name is Chad.
Yes. Nice to meet you, Chad.
It's
Dean
like,
needs a
oh, you
bath.
are just the cutest little thing in the world. Oh, I could just eat you right on up. Ah,
You would die. Dean needs a bath.
oh, you okay? Well, there are plenty of take a bath around here. You get yourself just cleaned up and shiny and sparkly, just ready to go on out there. So what can I do for you there? Just tell
How
me.
do I get a bath?
A bath.
Bathhouse.
Well,
Do I
That is
just
a
go and get a
secondary
bath?
concern. We are here to join the guild and
No,
enroll as an
no,
adventuring party.
concerned. I will join whatever guild you want if you just get us somewhere where there's water.
Fantastic.
Yes, Dean will join if Dean gets bath.
oh, I'm sorry. You guys I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're in the wrong line if you're trying to register a guild. That's gonna be that one over there. But if
What is this? Says registration.
no, sweetheart, this says welcome center.
Well, Welcome Center has baths.
Well, we're kind of unfamiliar with the process. Can you give us a step-by-step detailed breakdown and a time estimate? We have quite a few things to do in this city, and this is
The ogre literally just told y'all everything. But okay.
Did you hear him speak?
So he's gonna
He took
say,
his
oh,
time.
it seems like you're all new here. Well, that's okay. Trust me. It- I've helped many with their first times. So
Ooh.
what you are going to want to do here, he's gonna lay down uh, some papers with some clipboards and put some pens down. He's like, I'm going to need all of you to fill these out, and to turn them back in. Once you turn them in, you will receive your you will be officially registered as an adventurer here in Gestaltia. Uh, when you start off, you will be starting off at you will have to if you wish you can take a qualification exam to see where you will be placed in rankings, or you could just go ahead and start off at the bottom and work your way up. You need at least 5 people to register an adventuring guild, and once you have 5 registered people, you can form an adventuring guild and officially start start taking quests and setting off to form your own legends.
Can I use prestidigitation with a wave of my hand to fill out my form? I don't feel like waiting.
Done.
Dean asks for some sort of writing implement and attempts to fill out their form, but is obviously and has no concept of how this works.
Oh, and it's
Means
it's pretty
fill
complicated.
it out
Like, I
for
mean,
it.
it's pretty complicated. It's lots of tiny writing and
Yeah.
It's like a
Dean has no
1099.
idea. The idea of just forms is just foreign to them. They're like, oh, obviously I just need to put my name in every single space.
Dean.
Come, Dean. Let me explain this to you. So you have to take the aforementioned section C and put it in section D, and then section D you have to use this math equation to determine your starting age.
What's an equation?
Not in Earth years or your realm years, but in Gestaltia years. And then you take the years and divide it by your age that you are, and then that's how you get this section F. And then you times it by your current goal, and that gives
Dean.
you your
Dean.
Digitation to fill out both of our forms. And then I'm going
done,
to
darling, done. All of our forms are filled out.
Well, we still have Littlefoot here.
Oh,
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
I'm
mean,
just gonna read it
You know,
for about.
Dean's information.
So Littlefoot's probably gonna stare at it for about 10 minutes, Just not doing anything, just staring at it. Okay, makes sense, and I'll just start scribbling on it. Alright, guys, I'm good.
The turn in the
Let me
form
fill that out.
where we can go to a body of water.
There was a stream that was outside.
Something nicer than that.
You're a big.
Yes, we want to treat ourselves. We've been on the road for a while.
I mean,
We need
Dean
to relax.
Dean has enough experience to know that if they jump into the stream outside, the fish and everything are gonna die and maybe poison people that drink out of the stream. And
We care about that. I just don't want to jump in.
was-
I don't want to.
It was a beautiful stream and garden.
yeah,
Water
I don't.
crystal clear. You've never seen anything like it.
Dean
Go.
doesn't
The
want to
stream is
destroy the
fine.
ecosystem here.
It's cool. Just poison everything, Dean. It's cool. We've done it
That's
before.
right. That's right. You are like you.
We tried. We tried other ways. It is okay. Okay, things die. It's fine.
That's a good point. People die all the time.
Dean will go up to like the person after we hand in everything. Dean will be like, as everything is being handed up, Dean will be like, Dean really, really needs a bath. If Dean does not get a bath, then the fish outside might die.
Sick. Oh, it's,
The
He's like-
400-year-old kois that are in the pond outside.
and he's like, no, not spicy and lucky. Okay, well, we definitely don't want you harming any of our ecosystems. So if you're looking for a place to rest yourselves for the night, maybe to I highly suggest that there are lots of places around here, but might I provide you with this here map to some of the best locations around in Gestaltia.
Dean looks at the map and then looks back at the cat guy and goes, Dean needs something for less than 7 of these, and holds up a gold piece.
Don't worry, darling. I have it all. Give me the map. That's on me. My treat. Let's get through these horrid lines, and then we can wine and dine ourselves. So now we fill out the registration forms. Now,
We
which
don't
line do
fill-
we get in next?
More lines?
Once you give us the map, we can just go anywhere for the bath now. We could always do
Can-
that so
can we-
Dean doesn't die, and then we can come back.
We must
Dean wants
register
bath first.
our registration forms. They're
We did
forms. You
register
turn them
registration.
in.
Well, so you have now completed your registration
This is just
in.
like the DMV.
They have they have filled out the forms. They say, "Sweet, now here you go. Now you have to take and go get your licenses." As you see over there, there's a section marked licensing where they will issue you your official ID to be in Gestaltia. And once you
ID.
guys form yourself, if you can just find yourself just one more member to this beautiful little group you got here, y'all can make yourselves an adventuring group.
We need a number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have, see, the fox. It's 6.
It's fine. I've had too many donuts today. You're right. You guys do have the qualifying 5. So after you receive your licensing, you just have to wait in that little line over there, and that's the biggest line. And you can register your adventuring party.
Dean
Fantastic.
votes bath.
So I'm gonna go up towards like not the front of the line, but towards the front of the line, and I'm just gonna ask somebody how long they've been waiting.
What do you?
So you walk up and you're like
Excuse me, How long have you been waiting here to register?
They spin around with a they spin around and swing a cane, not really a cane, but a stick around, which misses you like in a large way. And they're like, no cutting in line, no cutting. I've been waiting all day.
Okay, a day, not so
All day
bad.
wait
You
is
know, with
not
these
gonna work.
lines,
Can somebody
What'd you
wait
say?
in line for us? Like, can one person register our whole party?
Oh, I mean, sure.
I will take the sacrifice for you all. I literally can live till the end of time. You young-lived races have much shorter time on these planes.
What
I
if
have
someone
no
kills you?
problem
how
waiting
old
to
are
register.
you?
Doesn't seem right.
Right
Oh,
now?
just
Okay,
nearly
Dean,
120.
closest tavern, let's go.
Okay, son. I'm
Hold on.
250.
That's the big line. Now y'all gotta get your license for y'all gotta get your pictures taken, put it on the license and everything. So y'all gotta wait in that line first. That line's much smaller.
Fantastic. We have figured out the
What's the
workflow of this.
what's Dean?
Fine
Dean keeps
establishment.
very close track of how long it's been since they've been in water. It's kind of essential.
You are getting. I mean, you're getting to your stretch where like you're starting to feel kind of dry. You're getting a little ashy.
Okay, Dean is gonna come back and do licensing later and go to a tavern.
What's up, baby? What is
Dean.
Perhaps we can find one of those nice bathhouses with that offer pastries, and then you get high-end bath. We will look for one.
A close one.
All
We've
you
got to get
need.
to the line first. Get to the line. Get to the line. We've got to do that
No,
first.
Dean is not doing line. Dean is going to the tavern. You guys can like if we want to split, some of you guys can wait in licensing, and then hopefully from there, you guys can just be in the line to register our
We,
guild.
we all have to register first to get our licenses, and then one of us can register us all in the entrance exam.
Dean? Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I said that I was leaving.
I know.
Apparently, I'm not now. I rolled a natural 1.
So like y'all are waiting in line and everything, and she is like, "We've got to go." Like I mean, dried out. She's looking like through it all. So you all have to get your so you wait through the first line where you all get your picture. Don't look great except for Dean. Dean is just completely just dying in the picture, withered up and like just not doing at all.
It's
Wait,
like the
Um,
worst driver's license picture you could ever imagine. Like, yeah.
I look
they
fabulous for mine.
they only got like this much of Littlefoot in the picture.
No,
And
no.
like
I
they
would
only
have
got
used disguise self to make myself shorter, but I would have made myself too short.
So just like
Here.
So just like here and up.
and so and
This is my
everybody
picture.
else go, oh yeah.
and my picture is just like
Okay.
Off
Well,
the
I
light,
cannot.
barely the top of his head.
I cannot
And
leave this frog in such dire straits. Argos, will you please assist me?
I'm
And
gonna just like flop over.
please. So I'll
It's just like,
dismount.
"Ugh."
Please, Argos shall carry you to the baths. No, you need not exert yourself too much more.
Dean really needs to get it back.
We're off. I must find this one a bath.
And so you guys going ahead and leave. But then as you guys are walking out, you realize you're one short, and you're here. You turn around to see that that who's what's your name? Who's a what?
Uzanor.
Uzanor is currently yelling at one of the receptionists about how he demands another picture. He blinked in the last one. He wants it. And they're kind of pushing him out. He's griping and hollering about the quality of the picture.
I want to speak to your manager. Your quality of work is not reflected in the architecture of this building. Let me tell you one thing.
And so let's go ahead and let's take a quick break, guys, and then we will come back in for Usanor's, aka Karen.
Karen, I love it.
I want to speak with your manager.
So we'll be back in just a moment, guys.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Thanks for waiting. We just wanted to go and refresh and everything. Um, but let's go on ahead and go back in. I did want to address a few things. If anybody that's out there and willing to chat with us, we do like hearing back from you guys. And if you ever have any input or things like that, feel free to chime in and talk to these guys, talk to their characters. We are more than willing to interact with the crowd. We were just doing a little vote right now to see the name of the bathhouse that we're going on to. And it's been decided. So as you guys are kind of looking through your map and everything.
So we have a Discord. Remember that.
What's that?
We have a Discord channel. Don't forget that part.
Oh, we have a Discord channel. Yeah, I mean that's a thing. I'm pretty sure somewhere, isn't it?
It should be on the channel below, in the area below, but I will double check just to make sure.
So check that out. You can always join our Discord channel, right there, or you can hit us up on the Twitch chat. Chime in. Maybe if you want, next time you can actually affect the game and name an area yourself. But so as of now, you guys are going through and you're looking at some of the places that could accommodate y'all, and a few of them just look they don't stand out as much, but it's when you see the amphibian Caribbean that you know that's where you guys want to go. It's got a little pineapple on it with an umbrella beside it. It's just that's where you want to go. And so you're making your way through the town, and you realize like you stood in line a little bit longer than you thought. I mean, you guys might have been in there for an hour or two, and it didn't even seem like that. The afternoon is still around. The sun is still in the sky.
Well, Dean, what do you think? Will this place suit your needs?
Does it have water?
I believe so.
Yes.
So, as I was saying, the sun is still in the sky. It hasn't quite set yet, but but dusk and the late afternoon are coming up on your group. When you finally arrive to the amphibian Caribbean and walking up to it, it deeply confuses you. What you the structure of many of the things, the way that a lot of the things are supposed to be behaving, it would appear to be what would be known as a more traditional Japanese bathhouse, but it took a Japanese bathhouse and like slapped it in the middle of the Bahamas, and so now like where there would be these really intricate terracotta shingles, it's this weird tropical leaf ceilings. There's pineapples dangling everywhere and coconuts. It's almost as if someone was trying to recreate the vision of the Caribbean without ever actually have like.
Okay. Well, I've never been to this Caribbean either, but I'm sure it's quite nice.
Never had a Caribbean before.
And then Dean is an amphibian. It must be okay.
Caribbean.
Let's go.
You get disadvantage, sir. You get disadvantage.
A Caribbean. That's I actually think I have some of those in my climbing gear.
Oh.
Carabiners.
All of you. Disadvantage on all. Disadvantage on you. Disadvantage on your cow.
It was my name. I named it.
All right.
Dean is almost comatose on the back of this fox.
all right. So as you're walking in, you definitely you almost instantly start feeling a little better. The area here is very thick with humidity. It is. I mean, you can cut it with a knife. It is so steamy in this area. And you walk in and you are greeted by these. Let's see. By some gnomes that come out. Now they have on these very like these what are the things called that the Japanese samurai wear? Just what is the outfit?
Kimono?
The kimono. Yes, those. Right. They have those, but it's in like tacky
It's
Hawaii.
Hawaii. It's Hawaii 5-0 kimonos.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as I see them, I'm just gonna yell, "Carrie, they're alive!" It's okay. You don't have to kill the dragon now. Your family's here.
Oh no.
And you see some other gnomes. They come walking out, and they're like they're like we have visitors. Oh well, welcome to the amphibian Caribbean. Ha! And they do this like weird like little like dance that like synchronizes with each other.
Can you do that?
We are
Is it?
so
Oh god.
excited.
Is
What?
please let it be the fusion dance.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
I was thinking like the poses like the Ginyu Force. That's what the first thing I thought of.
And so they do the amphibian Caribbean fusion dance in front of you, and the like confetti bursts out of nowhere. There's like people in the background like waving like little fans and stuff, and they're like we are always so excited to have new clientele. Please come in, take off your shoes, allow us to bathe you in that you have hitherto that is hitherto unknown.
I will step in front of everyone and say, we are new to this city and that I wish to treat my new friends to everything that you offer.
It's like, well. Is and like you see like give me a perception check.
Right. I got a 12.
Okay, all right. What's everybody else's passive perception?
Minus 18.
Minus 18?
Mine is 18.
Oh, okay.
Is that even possible?
Mine is 21.
17, but I'm guessing it's lower right now.
13.
If you're not in sunlight, you're fine.
I thought it was still sunny. Oh, are we inside?
We're
Is this
inside.
sunny? Okay, never
Or
mind.
inside.
All right, 17.
Okay. All right. So, the rest of you kind of catch a little bit on it, and like you see him kind of like side mouth to the other one, and he's like, oh, we got a high roller here. Oh, well, yes, okay. Well, we will make sure that we will give you all of the good towels. We will bring you all of the finest that we can accompany you with. Please, please. And like, and he kind of like motions to some doors, and they don't open up. Go get
It's a
them
clap.
fuck.
I'll start
And
clapping.
Eventually, some others come out, and they're carrying some towels and some robes and stuff, and they're escorting you up to the side. He's like, don't worry, my friends, we will take care of you with the finest that we got. Now, if you've never been here before, have I explained to you exactly why we're called the Amphibian Caribbean?
No, you have not, but I would love to
No.
hear it.
It's like, oh well, please follow me this way, and they're leading you along, and they're like, so we have we have access to one of the main streams that flow through the city, and we bring that water in, and it descends into from our beautifully constructed waterfall, and he takes you to the outside, to the inside courtyard kind of area where you can see the bathhouse. There is a large row of trees that's running through the middle, but beyond there's kind of this mist that forms around a waterfall. There's trees and such going up along it and everything, but the and he tells you, so the waterfall flows in from the main river, and we have a companion that works with us. Uh, ever been familiar with a salamander?
Of course we are.
Ah, well, good. Well, the salamander sits in the highest pool, and using its internal fiery core, it heats the water. It descends down into the lower pools, providing us with the optimal temperatures to provide the best relaxation that you can. Now, I see that you wanted the best, and so we import some of the finest oils from across the realms, and we can provide these to you and your group as part of our finest package.
Point Dean is just gonna like look up and see this wonderful waterfall
And
effect.
you're like trying to like lick your chops, like
Yeah, and like
dry.
and like "Wa- water.
Is the water like near us, or is it?
Well, we have to go and get
So
changed. If this
you
is
were
like a
currently
traditional
being
Japanese,
you're being escorted off to the side where you will be relieved of all of of all of your other clothing and stuff, just given robes so that you can go off
respective sides, because there's it's
into your
typically split.
into your respective sides.
History of the
So
place.
at this point, Dean doesn't it is not in a mind to know or recognize anything other than the fact that they need to get in the water. So when they get escorted out and get like told to like strip down and put on the thing, they're not thinking that they're poisonous at this point. They're just like, okay, if I do this, then I get the bath. So if somebody is helping me with this, they have to make a constitution saving throw.
It is okay. These are trained professionals. They would never touch your body. They do help you get undressed, but they never touch your body.
Some well trained staff. I will give you 5 stars.
These people are suspicious. I think they're cannibals. I've played this video game before. I don't trust them.
I'm going
Stumble
to.
outside once I'm done on my side, and it's gonna be on the side with because I can choose. It's gonna be on the side with Celeste because I know her the best. And the first pool that I come to is just head first, boom,
Right in. Um, and so
and like sink to the bottom.
so they jump into the pool and they go along, and so you come walking up. You're in this very this a stark white robe, and you're looking around, and they're actually you've been kind of brought to your own pool. There are others around on your same side, and you have a pretty good view of your whole side. There is, like I said, there is a kind of a fence of trees that have been woven together that separates you from the rest of your group. Now, Dean is happily jumping into the water, and
interested in is Dean in water that other people are in?
Yeah, is anybody else here?
Well, so the water always kind of everybody's bathing in the same water, so it descends from the upper pools and kind of flows down. Now, you guys have been given the finest pools, which are closest to the salamander. You can actually see it not far from you, kind of like moving and slithering around at the top. And you can, but you have kind of first dibs on the fresh water, and the water then descends into everybody else from you.
Sure to stay upstream from Dean, and I relax with the knowledge that everybody below us is getting slowly poisoned.
Yeah, I how much or how like because some poisons just dissipate in
I,
water.
I, I don't think
So
that I don't think that's something that we have to worry about with your character. Like, I'm pretty sure that like just being in water doesn't turn the water into deadly poison.
okay.
That'd be cool though.
It is realized.
Yeah, you don't want to open up that can of
one
worms,
thing
Johnny.
well, you know what? Actually, you're right, because I do kind of like that idea. But for now, understanding who and what you are, and y'all have purchased the finest that they can. They actually a neutralizing agent into the pool, something that would help exfoliate your skin while also neutralizing the poisonous excretions, gross, that that you emit. And so we both are kind of chilling. Celeste kind of, I I guess maybe has a towel on her hair, keeping it dry. It's not a wet day, so like you don't want to get it wet. And now we have the other side.
I am going to meticulously get undressed and lay everything in a neat, beautiful, creased pile. I'm going to take my rapier and go like this and teleport it into my wrist pocket, which is a cantrip that I have, so it just disappears and I can resummon it whenever I desire.
A little pocket dimension. It's a cantrip. It's a homebrew cantrip we have on the campaign.
Oh, is that a homebrew spell?
The wrist pocket is
Oh, whoops.
It's
Okay.
added on the master account. I forgot to.
So I
Of course.
saw that and I was like, "What in the heck is this? This is so cool! I've never seen it." I mean, I'm totally fine with it, but
Yeah,
like,
there's a
that was a homebrew spell.
yeah. There's a few I've added there over time. Like there's I think there's one I should probably remove because it's kind of fucked up, and I don't want the player to use. It's called Bee Sickening. Do you remember
saw
that?
I was like,
Do you
"What
remember
is
the
that?"
scene from Bruce Almighty where the guy vomited wasps? It's essentially that as a spell.
Okay, all right, well, all right, because I was looking at some of these weird new spells that are on our stuff, and I'm like, when did I mean? I
Yeah,
was like,
not all of those are official.
it's really crazy stuff. All right, okay, that makes a lot more sense then. So, you teleport your rapier off, and you undress. I'm assuming the rest of y'all do as well.
Yeah, and then once I get in the pool, I'll go talk to the trees.
You're gonna go talk to the trees.
Yeah, Furbolgs can talk to trees.
Furbolg.
They don't talk back, but I can talk to them. I just want to like see how it's been, see if this place has really been taken care of, see if these people are cannibals, like that sort of thing.
Okay, all right.
I don't trust this.
Terry, how performing in this
I-
situation?
I feel like I'm kind of having a hard time getting a good position in the. I'm just gonna let my feet dangle. pools of water kind of frighten me a little bit. I'm an excellent swimmer, mind you, but
Do you
I'm
need
good.
help, Terry?
I'm good.
I can get you a little stool for the in the water with the plants and stuff.
That would be actually quite lovely. Yes, they make these things. You would think an establishment run by gnomes, they would cater to my kind, but
The
I don't
shallow
think
pool is over there.
I don't think they're really
I
gnomes.
saw it on the way in. It's a
I don't
public
think
pool, but they have it. I think it's for the kids as well.
So, are you going to try to manipulate one of the tree's branches
Yeah.
into like a
Using the staff of flowers and a bit of druid craft, I'll take a couple minutes and try and get nothing fancy, just a wooden sort of
sure.
All
wooden
it needs is like a
platform.
floaty.
So you kind of take it. You're using your staff of flowers and you're like like shaping the tree and everything, and it's they're speaking back to you, bending to your will and moving, and you see a nice little stool forming up, and as it kind of sits on the ground, you feel proud and accomplished of yourself, and you look up and you realize there's now a hole in the wall, and you're looking directly across into Celise. And Celise,
Oh,
you have
hey!
it's, yes.
Here you go, Terry. And I'll take the stool and I'll walk over to him.
Madam, I do. This was not my idea. I'm so sorry. I hurt my eyes.
Lean back in the water, and I'm like, I don't even care right now.
Dean is gonna lean over to Celise and be like, "Remember, there's the high elf that kind of has a thing for you. It might not be great."
Where the wall is, and then lean back. It's where the wall still is.
Gotcha.
I'm not even paying attention. I am playing a tune on my flute.
You play the flute too?
I do, yes, the jazz flute.
Oh, I don't play the flute.
The Yaz flute.
Jazz flute.
The Yaz flute.
I play the lute, not the flute.
I play the flute. I got a 23 on my performance check.
Oh, so you're really laying down some peaceful, some cool melodies.
Yeah, and can I use like thaumaturgy to make it sound like more like a Japanese like wooden flute?
That's exactly what I was already thinking. Like you're definitely you're helping the ambiance in the area. It's actually it's really nice.
Oh, I could also turn it into a song
not
of
just
rest
in
as
your
well.
the entire bathhouse is really enjoying this whole this thing. And your let's see. So druids. Both. And amphibians. Okay. Both Littlefoot and Dean.
So yeah, I'm a druid. Yeah,
Give me an insight check.
sure.
What's that? 9 plus 8, so 17.
18.
18. So you hear some strange kind of croaking. And you can feel a kind of a strange emotion coming from the salamander. It is both happy and sad at the same time. The music seems to be bringing out all sorts of emotions for it.
Can we tell where it's from?
Yeah, it's from the salamander.
I have something for this.
Yes.
After kind of getting that sensation, Littlefoot's gonna start making his way towards the top of the pool so he can see the salamander towards that area. He's gonna look on for a second.
I am too on the other side.
Okay. All right.
I just want to not bonk him, just like touch him with the staff and speak with animals on it. Hey, you good there?
So you um so you make your way up the rocks. Uh, the steam is getting pretty heavy at this point, and you kind of are you're like standing up. You're actually in an area where you can no longer see the rest of the bathhouse. The steam is so thick around you. Now you can see each other, both standing on opposite sides. You see the salamander in the pool under the waterfall, and so you kind of reach reach out. And you kind of just like touch the water as it's like kind of swimming in it and like swirling around. And there's and like right before your staff touches the water, it goes completely still, and your staff hits the water, and a ripple goes out, and its eyes kind of pop up and look at you, and you see it kind of shimmers like as if it's it like shudders with with happiness.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
It's,
You,
uh,
go ahead.
and it's so it continues to kind of swim around, and it is so when you can't speak with animals, can you actually communicate with the animal, or are
Yeah.
you just
Well,
getting
I've
the
got it pulled
emotion?
up, Johnny. It says ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beast for the duration.
Okay.
It's limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations, monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. And
Sweet.
then,
Okay, so
yeah,
it actually will talk to you. Um, and so it starts to talk as it's kind of swimming around lazily, and it's like I haven't felt so happy in such a long time. Beautiful um what a what a beautiful sound I'm hearing right
Yeah, it's okay.
now.
Oh,
Thank you, baby. Thank you for brushing my hair.
Yeah, it's cool.
I do look cool.
Let's look over at Dean. Do you speak water lizard too? Is it like a water lizard thing? You're not a lizard, but I
I'm
don't know
going to
if it was.
say just a random phrase in grung and see if it responds because I don't have speak with animals. So I'm just going to be like, basically, like, ribbit, ribbit, and see if it says anything back. Like, hey, my name's Grung. What's yours?
Yeah, you, you're
Um,
like,
Any response at all?
hold on, give me just
I say, Uzinor, this water was quite comfortable, but it seems to be getting hotter. Do you feel that?
uh, and so it kind of comes up to the top, and it looks at you, and then it looks back at Littlefoot. It's like a snack.
He
It,
says
it,
that to me, or he
no,
says it to Littlefoot.
looking at Littlefoot.
No. She's not a snack. They whatever you're into, I don't judge, but don't eat that person. I think she's poisonous too.
I look at you and say, remember, Dean, not good for stomach.
Yeah. No, she has a skin condition. It's really bad.
Okay. Let's see. What is it? And it kind of like falls back down, and uh lazily swims around again and comes back up. It's like, and it's like it looks at you. You can tell that it kind of understood you, but it doesn't know how to communicate back with you. And so it looks at Littlefoot and and says and says, "Do you you know what that noise is?"
Oh yeah, there's a dude at the bottom of the pool. He's got some flute, but like the instrument kind, and he's been playing with it.
It's like, "Oh, please, you you must bring him. You must bring this beautiful noise to me."
You're not
And
gonna eat him, right? Cause you sound like you would have with that one, and I don't like him a lot. But we need 5 people.
that's
He's a nice guy, I
I
think.
don't know what he's saying to you, but I agree.
Oh no, he said that I think he wants to not eat the elf guy with us.
To not eat the elf guy.
Yeah, he wants to talk.
it's
I
like
think.
it says it says I would never eat something that could create such beautiful music. I only wish for a performance for myself.
Oh, you haven't met him yet. I mean, I guess I can go. I can go.
Dean thinks that
I can get him.
if he's saying that, yeah, Dean thinks he might regret, but he can't understand him.
No, I gotta communicate to Dean that he wants a performance, but make sure. I think we should make sure he stays on this side of the water because I don't know how that guy will act if he gets to the female side of the pool. He seems like a suave guy. I don't know what the word suave means, but it pops into my head.
Dean understands.
And it comes up to you and it says, please, uh, tell your friend that I, Sally the Salamander, requests it's a performance from them.
If you tell me, Littlefoot, I can go down and let him know.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
If you want to chill up here.
Sure. I'll just salamander it up. Yeah.
Awesome. I hop back down and like yell through the gap in the thing towards. See, I wrote it down. Uzanor?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
Dean, what can I help you with?
uh, so there's a thing that Littlefoot says wants you to play for it.
What
It
thing?
is.
It's a salamander.
Oh, it speaks?
It is quite a lovely flute you've got
Well,
there.
not
Oh, I thank
not
you.
to me, not to me, just to Littlefoot. But it's at the up at the top. You can climb to the top and should be able to get to it.
Will you be my guide?
Sure, I go through the thing and lead him up on his side because I can do either side.
I think I've had about enough of this water. I'll tag along if that's all right.
Oh,
Dean-
come
Dean
along.
is leaving
All
again.
aboard.
I'm just like, Dean, honey, don't be too long.
Dean will be right back. Dean is just going to drop off these two up there and be back.
Dean is in safe hands, and I go to pat you on the back, and then I recoil. Yes, thank you. Small reminders. I'll get it eventually. Lead on.
Dean leads them up on their side to where the salamander's pool is.
Okay.
And like, I'm assuming that the salamander is still over on Littlefoot's side.
Sure.
Is that correct, Johnny?
Yeah. Well, you.
So
had to
I'm
come
gonna-
down to the side.
I'm gonna like do something to make some noise so that he knows that we're over on that side.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm gonna just be like, oh, I don't need to do that. I'm gonna say, Uzathorn, Uzanor, why don't you start playing? It will hear and come over.
I wish to see this. Can I see the creature from here?
So once you make it, you guys all make it up to the top area, to its pool, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm basically dropping them off and then leaving.
so while he's gonna do his performance, I'm gonna go into my saddlebags in Argos and just start making a little contraption.
Okay. Uh, um, so you make it up to the top, and you both are kind of like sitting down and ready, and you're looking over at Littlefoot, and but you don't see anything in the water. And Littlefoot kind of is like motioning for him to come. You see some eyes pop out, and a glow forms underwater, and this large, you know, a, a large salamander comes up. Not the demonic, salamander that you see in most D&D games. This is a very, it's a fat lizard, a fat newt, but it's glowy. It's adorable. And it's kind of sitting there and walking around. The waterfall is going around it. It's just steam is just rolling off of it. And are you who makes this music?
Is it actually speaking to me?
Well, it's speaking to you. You can't understand it, but Littlefoot can.
Yeah. This is our guy. I'm just nod at him. It's like, oh, he's asking if you're the person who's making the music.
Oh, I am. I am Uzanor Thilrin, and I'll summon my rapier and do like a flourish and a bow. It is a pleasure to meet you. You are a divine creature, and I'll make my sword disappear.
And it it shrinks back a little bit at the sight of a sword, but then once you put away and everything, it relaxes. It looks to Littlefoot and it says, "Would you ask him to please play a song for me?"
Oh, he wants you to play the song. That's why I brought you up here. I forgot about that
Oh,
part.
we must make introductions first. We must have small talk. But this creature I do not want to anger, so I will play the exact same song, and I got a 27. I rolled a 19.
God damn. Okay. Um,
Loves you.
I mean, it is a beautiful melody. It's better than what you were just playing. Um, have any of you guys ever heard have any of you guys ever heard Moonlight Sonata? I don't know why that's coming now. Like,
So while he was playing, I was doing a little magic tinkering, and I basically recorded his performance.
I
like a
thought
little.
that's what you were gonna do. So you made him use.
I made him a little mix CD, and I'm gonna.
No shits.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. Littlefoot, if the salamander so desires, I have a little device that will play this melody for him whenever he so desires.
Oh, no shit.
It's not the same though. It doesn't capture the emotion and the expression. It's like a dancer in a pair of shoes. It does not compare.
You're a little upset about having your stuff recorded.
That's going to put me out of business. Every time he listens to that, he must deposit 5 gold into my PayPal.
Your friend who pays you?
Swashbuckler? Basically a pirate, right?
I'm a swashbuckler bard wizard.
I'd have to disagree that you lose something in the recording process. I used to travel around with a band the Grateful Dead, and they relished in recordings. They say each recording was a gift to the people. So you should appreciate that a piece of you exists for all time for the salamander to enjoy.
You are right. I have given him the eternal gift of my gift. And that is a blessing in and of itself. He will have a little piece of me to cherish forever.
What if it gets wet?
Try not to splash it too much. I think it's fine, but let's not.
Sanders' hand comes out of the water, crushes the thing, drags it into the water.
It's powered by magic, not electricity per se. So I think it's okay, but I wouldn't test the boundary.
What a beautiful invention. What do you
So-
call that contraption?
Soon.
It's a yeah. I don't know. I would just call it a mix CD, a mix of the celestial and the divine.
Genius, I love it. Now, how much can you create one of those devices for?
How much? I have spare parts. Doesn't it's nothing, but I can only maintain. It takes a bit of piece of me to concentrate on this. I can only have about 4 or 5 at a time.
We could have been millionaires. Come back to me when you refine the method, when you're ready for mass production.
Now that is a quest, and if that is the quest you ask of me, we will work on that. We will record you and see if we can make the enchantment permanent.
I love it.
So, Sally is overwhelmed with joy to be able to listen to this song whenever she wants is so it makes her so happy that you must allow her to repay your kindness. She swims down into her pool and kind of swirls around, and she comes back up, and she goes over and she like kind of opens her mouth, and coins and gems fall on the ground. And she kind of like lays them at y'all's feet, and she's like the water that flows here comes from all over the city. I collect many things that flow into my pond, but still I have one more gift for you, and you but only Littlefoot can hear her. And she starts to like snort, like she's like hawking a loogie. And she's like like coughing and like choking, and like you see her like reverberating a little bit, like she's getting ready to throw up. And
Is that what that is? Looks like she might die.
a thick glob kind of comes out and falls down on the ground. Uh, and you kind of, and it's just it's really it's kind of cylindrical, but it's a glob of goo.
Uzinor, I've seen you've cast this cantrip as well. Perhaps a little prestidigitation will clean this up. You get the left side, I'll get the right.
So you do this, and it kind of cleans it up, but instead of cleaning it up, it more reshapes it, and it forms itself into this very looking candle.
Littlefoot, can you ask her what this is?
She kind of takes it, and she kind of looks at it, and she heats up like really intensely on the front of her mouth, leans over and lights the candle, and she takes the candle, goes underwater with it, and you can see the light staying with her underwater.
A magical device.
So, FYI, it is a candle of the deep. It is a candle that can be lit underwater, and it will not be extinguished by water.
Okay, cool.
And you guys also receive about 1,000 gold in both in gems.
Well, now you're talking. That's that's like the shittiest Christmas gift ever. A candle. Thank you.
That's a great. I'll take the candle.
Wow.
I'm not turning down the candle.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
So, clarification: 1,000 gold for each of those three, since those are the ones that are up there.
No, it's just 1,000 gold. It's a pile of
Oh, a
gems.
pile of 1,000 gold. Okay. Yeah, but that's fine. Dean is not really somebody that understands money.
Now, obviously, without either any of us, that wouldn't have happened. So I think we should split it 3 ways.
Your your drow ears are tingling at the clinking of coins and gems.
We are hundreds of feet away.
Johnny, as this is happening while we're down there, I am sure that Celise and I are just racking up and doing all of the special oils and everything since
You're
it's on
racking
not our tab.
Fucking y'all have already gone through, 18 plates of different types of hors d'oeuvres.
I'm special ordering pies from around town.
Delivery.
Yes.
I have 1,000,000 gold. Don't worry.
I have 1,000,000 gold. That's right. Well,
but no, I'm living it
this
up
is actually
right now.
1,000 gold in this land's coinage. So
Yeah. I assume that. Yeah. So I have 330 gold.
Is there any particularly nice gems? You said there was golds and gems.
there are some really nice gems. What are you looking for? There's no 1,000 gold piece diamond in there, if that's what you're wondering.
Well, let me see what I'm looking for specifically.
Wait, did you just say that there's not 100 gold piece worth of diamond in there?
Now there could be 100 gold piece of diamond in there.
Because that's something that a cleric needs.
Yeah, I'm looking for a 500 GP anything, but there's nothing like that.
Okay, let's say it was 500 gold and then one really nice gem on the inside.
Yeah, I don't want the 500 GP thing. That seems it's a big quest thing. It's fine. Well, yeah. What's the gem?
An emerald.
Okay.
It's and so that's you realize that she was kind of sad. But I mean, being here was nice. They take care of her. They are definitely really nice to her here, but she isn't out, out in the wilds now. Here, she has been able to grow to an immense size because she's been fed. She is tormented here because she's both comfortable yet sad. Well, now that she has this music here, her stay would be is going to be so much nicer. Okay.
All right.
But he does consider you guys friends and would love to see y'all again.
Well, I'm sure with our the needs of our frog friend, we'll be here quite often.
And she kind of perks up and she's like, "Snack? Oh,
Hmm.
no, allowed. They are allowed back whenever they want. Whenever they want.
Littlefoot, can you actually ask? Does this salamander have any pull in this place? Is
I'll
he
go
just
ahead.
an employee, or does he call the shots?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and ask him.
Is this
Uh,
his or her place?
does no. They have no pool here. Like they are working with them and everything. The thing is, like, so it's kind of not really a symbiotic relationship. They bought the salamander here when it was younger. It and wait, you're too. It is. It is amazing. I know it's so pretty. It was from your mom's unicorn. It was from a big unicorn. Oh, okay. Yes, because unicorns wear tutus. Yeah. Okay. It does not have. It was brought here when it was young, and it has lived a life of comfort. It's never really known too much outside of the walls. But it's fed as long as it keeps things going. Everything. It's always been treated nicely here, but it's almost like a finely kept prisoner. But at the same time, it doesn't know how to survive on the outside. It's kind of scared about that. It has it has no thoughts longing for escape because it has everything it wants here. Anyways, we've all gotten our you guys have gotten your rest. You've managed I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call this at a long rest for you guys because it has been very you've received the finest of meals and the leisure that you haven't known in a long time, especially considering you guys all have just gotten off of a crazy quest on your own. Like some of y'all just walked out of a dungeon into this city. So this has been divine for you. And everything has been going so great. And Jason or uh they like as you guys are kind of relaxing there and you're just getting ready to kind of like call it an evening and go turn in, and one of the gnomes walks up and kind of slides a bill in for you and then turns and walks away, and there are zeros on that bill that like it's there's a lot of zeros.
If I turn invisible,
I cast produce flame so it can hold the bill up to the light and see if it changes.
I
And
turn invisible. Go to the changing
you're
room.
looking at it, and there's like charge for shrimp and chocolate and shrimp and
Wait, pies.
Pie.
and pies, and it's just charge after charge after charge after charge.
Alrighty, you guys all stay here. I have to use the restroom. Just a moment.
Okay, we'll be here.
And we will pick this up next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in and watching our show. I'm really glad. I hope y'all had as much fun as we did. We'll be here same time next week. Hope to see y'all again. Hey, thanks everybody. Have a good night.